Okay, we're getting set up here. Get my laptop going so I can see the chat. And I think we're good to go. All right. Yeah, we got one viewer, which is me. Well, I got two viewers now, so they both can't be me. And we're trying to set up this morning to do and the reason I'm doing a Hangout is because by doing that, it gives me the option where I can use both of my cameras and I can switch back and forth. Well, that's interesting. Oh, that's strange. Am I losing my mind? I think one of the cameras is not hooked up. Let's see here. One way to find out and see if it's not hooked up. How could that possibly be hooked up? That is weird. I guess I have that camera hooked up on the back of the computer. Sometimes I just don't know what I'm doing. Let me go back to the camera I wanted. And let's do a save. Okay, so what I wanted to do this morning is I wanted to show you something that came in. And in the process, I wanted to thank I get a number of things from either viewers / subscribers. They send me things to review or try or whatever, or I get things from sellers who send me things to review, such as Banggood had sent me a lot of things, MFJ sent me a lot of things, many others. Now, just since I got this newest thing in, I thought it was, hey, it's a good opportunity to do a video thanking people who support my channel. So here we go. And again, the reason I'm doing a Hangout is so that I can use my two cameras, so that I'll show you the item still in the box, and then I'll take it out of the box and I'll put it on my desktop, and I'll use my camera that's pointing to my desktop. So that's where we're going. Okay, so first thing we'll do is we're going to make everybody a little dizzy by moving the camera around. And I'll move my chair out of the way. And down here is a box that came in the mail the other day. Pretty good sized box. This thing was really well packaged. And this was sent to me by a gentleman. He's one of my subscribers. His name is Gary. And he said he had a radio that died, and he tried to fix it and didn't get anywhere, and would I want it? And I said, sure, I can use it, to demonstrate maybe the innards of the radio. I doubt that I could fix it. That skill of fixing radios is kind of gone for me. I just don't have the patience anymore. So anyway, there it is down in the box, and I'm going to try to hold the camera, and I've already opened it up. I opened it from the bottom because he did such a good job of taping the top that I could see it was going to be really hard to get into. So the box is upside down, which doesn't hurt anything as far as the contents. There's a nice big piece of styrofoam there. And there is the item down there in its original box. Nice packing on both sides, so there was no chance of damage. And let me get this box out of the way now. See how he had all these foam pieces to protect it from all sides? Excellent job. Now I'll try to move around, and now we should be able to, although the camera above might be too close, but I'm going to switch over to the above camera and see if it's going to show up. So we're switching now to the above camera, and we'll do a save. And now I can put this other camera down over here out of the way, and here it is. This is a Eaton S350. I did a review of this many years ago. I'd say many years ago, probably maybe 2 years ago. Somebody bought me a brand new one off of Amazon, and I did a review of it. Oops, I got a little pop-up on my screen. I got to get out of my way so I can see what I'm doing. So here's the Eaton. Again, Gary sent me this, and he said that, and then all of a sudden it, quote, burn up, unquote. In other words, it stopped working. And he got into it and tried to do some work on it, but wasn't successful. So we're going to look and see what condition it's in. Take it out of the box here. And that's all basically I'm going to do in this show, is just take it out of the box. Mainly this show is thanking people who have donated things for me to review. And it doesn't have to be new. Like this is cool, because since it's broken, and we'll verify that in another show, I can open it up, which I wouldn't want to do in a brand new radio that was working. I wouldn't want to open it up, because most likely I would break it just opening it up. So this is all in its original form as far as packaging and everything. So we're going to try to slide it out of the box here. There we go. So here it is. And, I'm going to try to monitor the chat room at the same time, because this is just kind of an open show, like I say, mainly to thank my supporters, people who have donated radios to me or donated electronics to me for a review. This is good a donation as a brand new radio, because like I say, I can take this and I can open it up without worrying about damaging it. Even since the original manual was, which looks like brand new. Here is the radio. I'm going to take it out of the box here. And here is a little tin of stuff. Let me get that out of the way. And here is the radio. It's a little dusty, that's all. But it looks brand new. You know, all the writing and everything is still good. That hasn't worn off. So it's a shame, you know, that this radio does not work. It's in, as far as looks, it's in perfect shape. Seeing what he's done to take it apart, nothing obvious. So he's got, looks like he's got it all back together. And like I say, I haven't applied a power or anything to see if it, well, you know, what its situation is right now. He just says it doesn't work. Let me check my chat room here. Let me see. We got a local and DX radio. We got Thomas. Okay, so apparently the broadcast is working. I think I'm pretty good at doing a hangout on this old computer of mine, as long as I don't try to run other programs at the same time. Like when I was trying to run the SDR-console software package to control an SDR, I was getting a little dropouts. And when I was trying to run another program that is pretty CPU intensive, I was getting major dropouts. And after reviewing that show afterwards, I just deleted the show. It was so bad. The dropouts were so bad. But as long as I'm only running the software for the Hangout, then this computer can pretty well keep up. So here is the radio. It's a Grundig S350 in its day, and they're still available now. I think there's like a updated version of this. I think that's what I reviewed, is the updated version. And I really like the radio. And like I say, now by someone donating this broken radio, which is fine, I can now do some shows where I open it up and show you inside and not have to worry about breaking. Now, just out of curiosity, let's see what's in this little tin here that he included. It's a little metal tin. See if I can get it open without destroying everything. Okay, there's quite a few things in here. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Where's my camera control? And we'll zoom. We'll zoom as far as we can. And then we'll get the tin back in the view and get that pop-up out of my way. So here's the parts that he included that he had taken off. And what does it include? He wasn't sure what these parts were. Let me see, do I know? Yeah, let me slide them up so I get them back in view of the camera. And we got some bigger screws and then some small screws, which are probably from the case. And then a couple of rings here. And this little doodad here, not sure what that is. And then here's another spongy thing. Not sure what that is, but hopefully once we open up the radio, we might figure out where these missing parts go. I'm thinking some of these small screws were holding maybe a circuit board in place or something like that. And these rings might be off some of the dials, because one of the dials, let me move this away, come back over here. Where's the radio? It's there someplace. This dial right here, which is to select the mode, whether it's AM, FM, or shortwave, that was in the tin originally when I opened it up the first time. And I put it, no, it's not secure. So it goes on and it's kind of secure, but it's not real secure. Yeah, all the other ones are nice and secure. I'm guessing, again, I didn't get a lot of information from him. I'm guessing that he had to take all these knobs off to get this to pull out of the chassis. But I don't know. See, that's going to be the beauty of him sending me this broken radio, is we can get inside of it. Maybe I can even, give you some ideas of what it's going to take to get inside this in case you have one that has stopped working. So that's the beauty of that, and I really appreciate Gary sending me this. Let me check the chat room. Okay, Thomas says, before you apply power, try batteries. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Although what I can do though, as an alternative, is I can hook it up to my power supply, my lab power supply, which I can regulate the current so that, and watch the current, see how much current it's drawing, because it may be that the power supply has a problem. So I think that's what I'll do. Let's see. It does have a connector, I think, on the back here. Yes, there's a connector. Let me zoom out. Where's my control again? Okay, let me get this out of my way so I can see. So there is the external AC adapter port right there. I'm pretty sure that I have a plug that'll go in there that I can connect it to my lab power supply, which I said I can control the voltage and current going to this radio. So I can limit the current. Let's see if it says on the back here. It doesn't say how much current it draws. The one thing, I did a search a couple of days ago for this radio. I did find the manual, and I did find some websites that said they had the service manual, but when I got to the website, there was no service manual. So I haven't found a service manual. If I even want to attempt to repair this or understand it just by looking at circuitry and stuff like that, which is probably as far as I'll get, is just understanding it. I really need a schematic. So if anybody has run across a service manual for the Grundig S350, please send me a link. You can send it as a comment to this video, or better yet, you can send it to me via email to trrs73@gmail.com. Okay, let me look in the chat room real quick. Okay, Jeff has shown up. KD5QDO, I believe. And that's about it. So, like I say, I really didn't plan ahead to do this show. So like I usually do, I didn't announce it ahead so that you can plan on watching it. The main thing I was trying to do by doing a hangout, which I mentioned before, was doing a hangout gives me the capability of switching between my two cameras. So if you caught the front end of this show, I used my other camera and showed you how well Gary had boxed this up. Did an excellent job of boxing it up. Put in a lot of foam to protect the radio. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I'm going to not do it in this show, but I will do it in another probably a hangout, because I do like to get feedback when I'm opening this up. So probably what I will do is I will schedule a hangout, maybe for like Saturday, where more people would be available that could provide comments. And I appreciate everybody that's online right now. So that's probably what I'll do, and I'll get it set up. I only have to use one camera now, so I don't have to worry about switching cameras. And we will start opening this thing up. Let's see what it entails as far as screws. Well, that's interesting. Let me see. Trying to see if there's, we've got one big screw or long screw and one medium, and then a bunch of tiny ones. Trying to get a flash. Oh, where is my flashlight? Oh my gosh. Once again, my flashlight that I use in here has disappeared. So anyway, I was looking down in these holes to see if one of these screws belongs in here. And let me open up the battery compartment. Like I say, the radio itself looks pretty darn clean. It's really a shame that it stopped working. But anyway, that's what we'll be doing is what I will do, because there are a number of screws holding this thing together. I will probably take those out before I start the next show. So we can, see, this is the, and I can see why it was separate now. This is the knob that goes right here that has fallen off again. Let me just see, just out of curiosity, if these rings, nope, those rings don't fit on that knob. And that's not where they came from. Some really curious parts here. This is a piece of aluminum with a piece of plastic on the end. Where'd the camera go? I have no idea where that came from. This is why I really, since I didn't take this apart, I don't know where these parts came from. This is where I really need the service manual. And if the service manual may show you where some of these parts came from. And of course, the service manual will have the schematic in it so that I could do a little bit of troubleshooting. Like I say, I don't have the patience I used to when I used to troubleshoot things like this. Like what I used to do, I know I'm babbling here, but that's okay. I don't care. I babble. That's me. What I used to do is I knew a couple of managers at Radio Shacks, and of course they would get stuff in return that stopped working for some reason. And what they would do, if indeed it wasn't working or it had an obvious problem, they would have this table of stuff that they were closing out, just basically giving it away. Like you could get radios for like $2 or $3 that had a problem. And they would also, what they would do is they would scribe on it with a scribe that it was defective or something like that, so that somebody couldn't bring it back and claim that it was their radio and they want a new one. So that wasn't a big deal. So I used to get those radios and repair them. Most of them were newer radios, like when I say newer, they were like not tube radios. They were transistor radios or integrated circuits. And it was either a quick fix or impossible. I got a nice at that time scanner radio. It was a Radio Shack Pro 2006, I believe. And it had some batteries in it for backup, and they had leaked and shorted some of the circuitry out. And I was able to fix it. And I still have it today, and it still works. Oh, no, I take that back. The last time I went to use it, which was about 6 months ago, I turned it on. It did not work. So apparently when that stuff from the battery got inside it, it continued to damage components over the years. It was like a growth. And so it has failed again. So I used to repair radios, is what I'm saying. I wasn't an expert by any means. If I couldn't repair it in, say, 2 hours or less, then I gave up. So unlike Jim, who has a YouTube channel show that he does repairs of radios, and he spends hours and hours repairing old radios, I don't have that kind of patience. So let me look at the chat room, then we'll wrap this up. Thomas says he found a schematic. So hopefully Thomas will send me that link or that schematic. And we now have, and I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name probably, Bensel. If I pronounced your name wrong, which I probably did, I apologize. And now Thomas said he sent me his schematic. Okay, great. That is absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Thomas. And again, the original purpose of this hangout was to thank my supporters, both companies, like I said, like Banggood, who sent me a lot of stuff to review. MFJ sent me a lot of stuff to review. Gary, who sent me this radio. And I appreciate this as much as radios that don't work. Because, like I said before, we can open this radio up and I don't have to worry about damaging it. I will do some testing before I open it to see if I can get any indication, whether it's just totally dead, no display, or the display's messed up, or certain bands work or not. I'll do that first, and I'll do a show on that testing. So that'll be coming up in the next couple of days. Then after I do that show, then I'll do a follow-up show where I open it up and I show you the guts in this thing and give you some ideas of places you can look if you want to try to repair your own radios. Again, I am no expert, so you just take everything I do and say with a grain of salt. That's about it. Let me go and see if the chat room and see if there's any questions before I shut this down. Let's see. I did get a hello from France. All right. Again, I didn't plan this show, this hangout, so I'm thankful for the people that have stopped by. It's, what time is it? It's 8:30 in the morning here in Florida. So people in Europe, it's about 4 hours difference. So that means it's about noontime. People in Asia, it's 8 o'clock in the evening. All right. So that's about it. I think I'll call this show quits. And again, thank you for everybody that has supported my channel by sending me things like this. I really appreciate it. It helps me have things to show everybody else. That's it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye. And I see we had QRP radio listener came on. Good to see you. And then I got a message from Alnuminat, Roto 73. Did you manage to make the matrix work? Yeah, I got the matrix option on SDR console software to work great with my Fifi SDR. Now, it was limited to the bandwidth of the Fifi, which is 192 kilohertz. I have not tried two different SDRs at the same time using that matrix option under SDR console. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.